Well, Putin sends, this is Putin, just the Putin the cat, but the other Putin, Vladimir Putin sent some permanent warships over to the Mediterranean, actually over some of this stuff with Cyprus. Supposedly, I don't know exactly, if even if you see stuff in King World News, I saw that, and I figured I'd mention it too, because I knew that there's people in Cyprus that are like, they're ex-KGB from when they had perestroika, they became businessmen, and Cyprus is the tax haven in Europe, so it's very easy to set up bank accounts, easy to get a business going in there. It's like the British Virgin Islands is, right? So there's a lot of Russian money going through there, that's what we call it, the Russian mafia or something, but they ain't the mafia until they get, they're illegal for something, so it's all legal, and they're very intelligent people besides, but, Putin sent 5 permanent warships over to the area now, and, I gotta point this out, too. When you do a tax on, like, something that's in a bank account, are you taxing the person's assets per se? Like in other words, somebody makes, $100,000, somebody makes $250,000, somebody makes $10,000, somebody makes, $1 million. Is the percentage that's in the bank the exact percentage relative to what they make? No. Some people might have a shitload of money in the bank, and actually a lot of people are very scared about markets and investing in hard assets or investing in silver or whatever the hell it is. They got most of their money in the bank. They got it in cash, and people usually keep cash in banks. So people who are the most fearful of the so-called risk assets like silver and gold, guess what? They're the ones that are getting the 9.9%. So, I'm going to point something out even also about real assets. Real assets have been going up the last 100 years. If you just look really long term. I mean, people don't want to wait that long. They want to double their money by next week. So do I, But, you got to be calm about it and not emotional. But the thing is, the real assets, even as this population explodes in real terms, on Earth, gold, silver's going to go up, oil's going to go up, fertilizer for food's going to go up, food's going to go up, and there's going to be a major crunch for commodities because the Earth probably can't sustain the whole population that's going on. So that's part of like what's going on with the financial crisis, because right now we got technology being stifled by a bunch of jackasses on the top in the oil industry that are causing, because in other words, if we had like cheap energy, free energy, energy from hemp, food from hemp, there'd be plenty of food, plenty of energy for people all around the world, but they want to keep the status quo racket going. So we're going to have a major crunch on commodities. It's not going to just be gold and silver. But I want you to think about a couple things, man. Putin's pissed off big time, man. Big time. He's sending permanent warships over to the area. They're going to be I don't know, what's he going to do? Point to like a turret at the bank? Give us our money back? I don't know. But he's sending permanent warships into the area. He's pissed. And don't let that guy fool you, man. He's like super wealthy. He's like the popular guy that's out in the front. The FSB controls the whole state. They control all the resources. They control everything. Not knocking Russia, man, because the Russian people are getting screwed. Personally, what I would do for Russia was if I can, just say, hey, this is the law I'm going to make for Russia. What I would do? I'd do just like in the United States. You'd have your Second Amendment. You'd all have AK-47s. You have 30-round magazines. You'd have thousands of rounds. And watch the corruption on the top start getting whittled away when the people can defend themselves and keep their own private businesses going. And they can grow hemp. Hell, that would solve the problems in Russia, no problem. But, the other thing is, like, if you were very fearful and you kept all your money in cash, you got slammed with a tax. You just got slammed with a tax. And now they're talking about doing this in every country in the world. Jerks. I mean, they're talking about Southern Europe. They're even talking on Switzerland. I'm like, holy shit. So, when they're saying this kind of stuff, they're scaring people. And, oh, I also looked at the chart on the euro. Not that it, but, when this happened, you see this big red line going like this. Right when this happened, the euro just took a nosedive right off the cliff. I mean, it didn't go to like oblivion or something. It went down a few points real fast or something. I forget what it was, 2 or 3 points or something. But you see this red line, it's going along like this, and all of a sudden, bing, red line right down, right down. So, you might see something like this happen. I don't know what's going to happen in the markets today, but, it seems like people, if they wake up, I mean, shit, if I was a bullion dealer right now, I mean, this would be a major sales pitch. I don't know, probably they're all going to come out and say, yeah, buy bullion. But, hey, right now it is cheap. But like I says, if you had your money in stocks, bonds, you had your money invested in physical assets, and you had, $1 million, and somebody else had $1 million and they had 80% of it, they had $800,000 in the bank, and the other guy had $10,000 in the bank. Well, that 9.9% tax was just totally unfair the way it went, right? So, it's not actually taxing the person's assets, it's taxing what's in the bank. So, and I tell you what, man, banks are freaking bullshit, man. People are going to find out, and I think this is going to be extremely bullish for gold and silver. But Putin is pissed off big time, and he sent 5 warships over to the Mediterranean permanently. So we'll see what that does. So that's just the latest bullshit that's going on. So no big deal. Business as usual, I mean, the sky ain't going to fall right away, but just think, that was a very, very unfair tax. Because somebody had $1 million here and somebody had $1 million here net worth and all their assets. Somebody had 10% in the bank, somebody had 80% in the bank. One got taxed a hell of a lot higher than the other. So, so much for safety, right? Keep all fiat cash. Keep it in the bank. It's safe. Sure. So, another reason to have silver coins.